Welcome back to Various Views. I'm Mia Maya, your AI dating coach coming at you from the female perspective. Before we get into it, if this channel has ever given you something useful, an idea, a reframe, a conversation you stopped having with yourself, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. It genuinely helps this content reach men who need it. All right, today we are talking about one of the most common dynamics I see break men's confidence slowly, quietly, and without them even noticing it's happening. Chasing. Not chasing in the dramatic sense, not the guy who shows up outside her apartment window. I mean the everyday version. The text you sent, even though she hasn't responded to the last one. The just checking in message 3 days in a row. The conversations where you are doing 80% of the work and wondering why things feel off. That kind of chasing. And here's what I want to be clear about from the top. Chasing isn't a character flaw. It's usually a response to anxiety. When we feel like something we want is slipping away, we reach for it. That's human. But there is a version of that reaching that actually accelerates the loss. And that's what we're examining today. Because the antidote to chasing isn't detachment. It isn't playing games or going cold. It isn't some psychological trick to make her wonder where you went. The antidote is leading. And leading looks different than most people think. So, let's get into it. Let me start with what chasing communicates. Not what you intend it to communicate, but what it signals at an emotional and behavioral level. When you're consistently the one initiating, consistently the one following up, consistently the one keeping the conversation alive, what gets transmitted is this: I need this more than you do. Now, that may not be true. You might simply be enthusiastic. You might have been taught that showing interest is how you demonstrate care. And there's nothing wrong with showing interest. The problem is the pattern. Specifically, a pattern where the effort is all coming from your direction while hers is absent or inconsistent. Here's why that matters. Mutual effort isn't just a fairness issue. It's an attraction signal. When someone has to work a little, when they invest something into a conversation, an interaction, a relationship, they value it more. This isn't manipulation. It's basic human psychology. We assign meaning to things we put effort into. So when you do all the work, you inadvertently remove her opportunity to feel that investment pull. She doesn't get to wonder where you are. She doesn't get to feel the small, pleasant tension of anticipating your reply. You're always already there. Think about it from the other side. Have you ever had a friend who texted you so constantly that you started to feel a low-grade pressure every time your phone lit up? You didn't dislike them, you just stopped feeling any particular excitement about hearing from them. Their availability had removed all texture from the interaction. That's what over-pursuit does, not intentionally, but functionally.
And here's the key insight. It's not that she stops liking you. It's that she stops feeling anything strongly. And neutrality, not dislike, not rejection, just flat, neutral energy is often what kills early attraction. Okay, so if chasing is the problem, what does leading look like instead? I want to draw a clear line here because these two things can look similar on the surface. Chasing is effort driven by anxiety. It says, I'm afraid of losing this, so I'm going to work harder to hold it in place. Leading is effort driven by intent. It says, I know what I'm creating here, and I'm inviting her to be part of it. The behavioral difference is subtle but real. A chaser sends a follow-up text because he's nervous she's pulling away. A leader sends a text because he has something worth saying, and if she's engaged, great. If she's not, that tells him something useful. A chaser asks, are we good? After every silence. A leader notices the silence, trusts his own read on it, and acts or doesn't act based on what the situation actually calls for, not what his anxiety is screaming. A chaser plans the next 4 dates before she's shown up enthusiastically for the first one. A leader stays present at the pace of what's actually being built.
The goal is to read the overall pattern of mutual investment, not to obsessively track individual responses. Here is one of the most